How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? Let's get into the video. Today was not a bad day at all right. We are up in this level of support over here around the, we'll say 156 and $60 range, right? We are looking to break over $60 and hold. That seems to be our biggest level of resistance right now. But on top of that, this week is going to be a little bit interesting. I'm very curious to know what's going to happen. I feel like it's probably not going to be the most bullish week we've ever had. And this is because we all know about the options that are going to expire in the money this week and how crucial this is and how much this is going to hurt the hedge funds. And I truly believe that if it does expire over, maybe $40, we'll probably see another gamma squeeze, okay? And this is my personal thoughts on it. And we can see right here, right? Look at all the options that are in the money, currently at 59.04, right? In the after hours, we did dip around 2% to 57.85. But we can see here that these options are expiring. There's so many contracts here, right? We can take a look at Stonker Tracker to see how many options are currently in the money. We can see here, currently 484,000 contracts, right? One contract is 100 shares. So this comes out to be about 48 million shares that would need to be hedged for, right? Just insane. That's at the 59,000 or $59 strike. However, we'll see where they can get it. I feel like the hedge funds are probably going to try to start shorting the stock as soon as possible. I would not be surprised if tomorrow, if on Wednesday, they start shorting to bring the stock down as far as possible. So this is where diamond hands are made. This is where I'm going to be holding. I might take a step back, might not watch the charts, whatever you need to do to see if to try and get through it. And, I always give the disclaimer, if you can't afford to hold, if, you need to feed your family, pay your bills, all that stuff, that is always number one. But I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I can hold. I do have an excellent average price per share. And, if you've been holding longer than 2 weeks, then you're up, right? You know this, right? If you've been holding longer than 2 weeks, you bought down here or anywhere below basically $36. If you bought anytime, before June, you're good. You're up and you're feeling probably pretty good about your position. And hopefully you can afford to hold, right? I think they're going to try to push this stock down. We're going to have a situation similar to back here whenever, it closed on the Friday and it was just dropping, closed around $42. Really didn't feel that good. But you know what? We've been respecting this level of support. Hopefully that continues, okay? Let's take a look at a few things I have pulled up. I do have Ortex pulled up right here. We can see currently the shares on loan. Keep in mind this is about 85% of exchanges. Current shares on loan is about 87.5 million. Short interest is going up. It's doing very, very, very nicely. It went all the way down to 11.04%. Today has been moving up. It's at 13.16% currently. And this is fantastic. It's actually going up very, very quickly. And last time it was up around, 19% or wherever it was at. That's whenever we that's whenever they covered a little bit. Plus we had the gamma squeeze. It was beautiful. We had some crazy price action. We had around that 100% day, and it was very nice. Okay, it's been looking fantastic. Okay, if you've been around the stream, been around the channel, I love to look at these Ortex numbers and see how much the short sellers lost. Short sellers lost 512 million after Monday's rally. This article does say around 488 million. Even if it is just 488 million, I freaking love it. I love to see it. These guys are hurting. And, from a business perspective, you have to think if they're not covering, it must be worth it financially for them to pay this rather than just cover and get it over with. So I'm wondering how many billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars, right? Hundreds of billions of dollars. This is going to cost them that they're willing to lose $488 million in one day. Okay, this is unreal. Okay, absolutely unreal. We did already look at Stonker Tracker. I want to take a look at a few of these posts because I think this is important for people to understand. Right? People always ask me, "Hey, Corey, what can stop the squeeze? What can mess this up?" And realistically, it is perceived collusion. Right? If the SEC thinks that we're colluding or anything like that, then it could really mess things up. Who knows what they can do? But I really believe they can pull the rug from underneath us. Okay. And even then, even talking about it, saying us, realistically, how I view the ape community is the apes are just if people who like things, right? For example, if I was into, I don't know, Pokemon cards, I would say, hey guys, I think Pokemon cards are going to have an uprising. And I think that, it's probably not going to look so good for the next, few years, but you know what? It's going to pick back up in 2 years, and it's going to be great. And I think, and just sharing the DD about Pokemon cards, that's how I kind of view this, right? In this case, we're looking at a squeeze on the stock, AMC, GME, the meme stocks. And that's how I view it, right? I think everyone understands this, but I don't want to give them any leeway. Them meaning mainstream media, MSM. If you see the acronyms on the subreddits, you don't know what it is. Because they over here say Trades has enlisted an army of meme traders known as apes. Trey hasn't enlisted anybody. I'm not on a list, right? I didn't sign up anywhere to be in Trey's army. So keep that in mind. Do not let them control the narrative, right? We've also seen the narrative of the apes are going to cause a market crash, right? No, the apes haven't done anything wrong. Apes bought a stock. They like it. They're holding. It's a smart bet, right? The stock, AMC's not going bankrupt. Economy's opening, yada, yada. It's a good bet. Very good play to be in my opinion. So do not let them control the narrative on these kinds of things, okay? And this is just another thing to double down on that. There's no such thing as AMC Day. First rule in the sub, market manipulation of any kind is prohibited, right? Don't, just be very careful with these kinds of things. I know it's very exciting. I know, it's looking good, but, just be very weary about some of these things that you guys post. This is one that I liked from Jackson Hunter. It says when AMC was at $1.91, they said it was going bankrupt. At the time, it kind of potentially was going to go bankrupt. But after bankruptcy was taken off the tables whenever this stock really started to run. And so off the table, at $5.50, they said it wasn't worth $8. They said no one was going to the theaters anyways, which doesn't make any sense because the economy was opening. Of course, people were going to the theaters, and we know people have been going to the theaters. And then we take a look here, $15, it went up to 5 to 25, then dropped back down to 5 again. And then they said, it was going up. They said, it'll never be $25 again. You missed out. Now it's at $57. And guess what they're saying this time? The squeeze won't happen. Everything they've said, none of it has worked out. And now they're saying the squeeze isn't going to happen. I'm so bullish on what is going on with this squeeze. All right. So in the spirit of these guys are going to be the hedgies are going to be shorting the stock, short ladder attacks. We know the deal of what they try to do. So in the spirit of that, keep in mind, I enjoyed this example. It says if you buy a house for $300,000, some freaking person comes around and saying, hey, like the sky is falling, like housing market's going to crash, like, you need to sell me your house for $270,000, right? $200,000. You need to get out of your house immediately. Are you going to freak out and say, oh my gosh, like, please take my house, for way less than I paid for it? Absolutely not. Right. And so it's hard whenever you're in the thick of it. You're looking at your bank account and it's going, your investing account, in fact, and it's going down and you freak out, you get super scared. Just keep in mind, like, you have to take yourself out of the picture and think, logically about it. Is this a good play? Do I believe in this play? Do I think it's over? You have to make those decisions for yourself. But, I did appreciate this kind of logic. Something I did want to touch on is please be careful with your sell orders, your stop losses. Well, we'll talk about sell orders first. We saw whenever we touched $69 previously, there was a sell wall at $69. And I would imagine that was apes who had old, sell orders at $69 whenever the stock was at, 13 and stuff like that, $10. And now guess what? It probably didn't help. Okay. So I just be very careful. Personally, I'm not going to have a sell order, anything like this at all. I don't have any sell orders because I would imagine if, some computer picks up margin calls and now the computer's just buying all the asks, it goes, it eats up at $69, gaps up to 80. And now you have to gap. Now it's at 90, 100. And now you have to try to buy back in and chase it. So I'm not a fan, but to each their own, I guess. As well as, and so I did want to talk about stop losses. On the other end, be careful with stop losses. Remember, They don't need a trigger. This, look at this one right here. These three candles from all the way from, what is this at? From 75 all the way down to 37, right? They don't need a trigger. They don't need to short it this far. They just need to trigger enough stop losses for a chain reaction, right? And a lot of these brokerages, you know, if you're in Webull, hopefully you're not in Robinhood, but any of those things, they can see where people are and they can stop loss hunt, okay? And they can trigger it and it'll do a chain reaction. And all of a sudden the apes are helping the hedgies with this kind of stuff. Okay, so just be very careful about your decisions, and hopefully, you know, you don't get sold out down here and then you have to buy back up here or something, right? So just be very, very careful with those things. Last thing I wanted to talk about was DTC005 was reinstated today. And so based on the previous rule that we had seen, these filings should be effective immediately. You can see here that this person posted that, should be effective immediately. Very, very good stuff. Looking forward to it. And it says 005 will be reinstated today to ensure that a security cannot be borrowed more than once. I believe this is naked shorting. This is essentially how it happens. So a lot of these filings seem to be really relevant to what is going on right now. Coincidence? I think not. All right. And I think that's everything I have for you guys. So, you know, I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. Let you know, we have a big week, but, you know, if nothing happens this week or next week, I'm okay. I'm going to continue to hold, wait for the DD. You know, the very least is short. This is still very large short interest, a lot of shares on loan. And remember, this does not include I don't believe this includes the naked shorts, any kind of synthetic shares. Okay. So that is that. I do have a big announcement coming from this Fidelity tab over here. So stay tuned for that one. But I just want to give you guys the DD so you guys are aware and understand. Please let the apes know, you know, the DD so they can make their own decisions for themselves individually, right? If you want, share the video, blah, blah, blah. But that's what I have for you guys. All right. If you did like the content, please consider subscribing. If you want to see more videos like this, helps. I don't know, just helps. If you do want to share the video, let people know, drop a like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, lets people see what is going on and what is on the horizon, right? I don't think it's going to be an easy week personally, not trying to shill anybody. I think it's going to be a rough freaking week. And I'm just mentally prepared personally. I'm prepared for the worst, and I'm, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. But that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Have a great day. Peace.